Hi, this is Mike Ring with Transact's 2-minute warning for the week of July 30th. FedEx's recent announcement of price increases for oversized packages is simply a harbinger of things to come. In this week's 2-minute warning, we have an announcement and a couple of observations. FedEx let it be known a couple of weeks ago that they were making some significant changes in how they were going to calculate charges for oversized shipments. The first thing they're doing is reducing the size of shipments that will now deem to be oversized. The second thing they're doing is to say that these oversized shipments will now have a minimum weight factor of 90 pounds. So whether it's 1 pound, 10 pounds, or 50 pounds, FedEx is saying that you're going to pay at least 90 pounds for each and every one of these shipments unless you have an exemption that you've negotiated in your contract. Now that leads me to a couple of observations. Observation number one is that the reason FedEx, and we believe companies like UPS and other LTL carriers will be making these kinds of changes is because they are dedicated to a principle, and that principle is this: we want shippers to pay for the space their freight takes up on our trailers. Now that's not real complicated, but it is a challenge for shippers because most companies don't have a clue how much space their freight actually consumes. And that brings me to the second observation. Shippers are at a fundamental disadvantage when they're negotiating with their carriers because they don't understand this space factor and some other variables. And that leads me to our third observation. When you are at a disadvantage, one of the things you better have is a list of options that you can consider and deploy to manage freight costs in an extremely turbulent environment. Now, one of the reasons we have talked about our rapid assessment process on a lot of 2-minute warnings this year is because it is a dynamite process that helps companies do a couple of things. Define the options that they need to consider, understand how these options have to be sold within your company to get everyone on board, and then come up with a strategy for effectively deploying these options in an effort to control and reduce your freight cost. And that's why I encourage you, if you're interested in one of these rapid assessments, it's real simple. Just send me an email or give us a call and we'll get right back to you, because with each and every 2-minute warning, we're here to remind you we are on your team. We're here to help, and we're passionate about seeing you be successful. Thanks for your time.